Let's not do anything crazy. Whatever this teacher, the popular teacher of Karol Bagh, Rajendra Nagar is teaching, let's relay this class live. It will be an additional income for the teacher, right? Anyone who is sitting outside Delhi or anyone who is like me working, who cannot come to attend this class
Can access it anytime.
Can access it anytime. And it's the same class which is happening in Rajendra Nagar. Nothing is different. And that's how we started. We started, partnering with coaching institutes. So we started with 1, 2, and we ended up, at 100 coaching institutes by the time we decided to sell.
So Kush, one thing which you mentioned was, the teachers whom you onboarded at NeoStencil, they all had an opportunity for additional income. And obviously that's why they were sort of also looking forward to collaborate with you, right? Yeah. So what was this sort of benefit and what kind of additional income were the teachers earning when they became part of the NeoStencil project?
So we started with Pavan Kumar sir, one of the top teacher for public administration,
right,
LGS in UPSC space. He's from Hyderabad.
Right.
He has shifted his base from Hyderabad to Rajendra Nagar to teach students, And from here, or let's say from Rajendra Nagar, he can teach students across India, right? So for him as a teacher, it was very exciting.
Right.
Similarly for Praveen Kishore sir, so we had a 50-50 revenue sharing with teachers, variable, no fixed cost.
Right.
So he was like, Kush, mera jo rent hai, like the rent I pay for this coaching, premise is 18,000 per month. If you get me 18,000 per month, I am home, I am done, I am super happy with you. So from 18,000 at the peak, Praveen Kishore sir earned around 45 lakhs per month.
Fantastic. But in 2014, I think offering this kind of opportunity would have attracted, and no wonder you guys attracted maybe such great talent of professors as well.
By the time we decided to sell, we have already, taught 400 bureaucrats of this country. So across India, we have around 400 IAS, IPS officers, IRS officers, who were our students are serving this nation. We were a profitable edtech back then.
So if you could maybe shed some light, and I don't know how much you're able to, on some of the details of the acquisition or some of how the deals were worked, or if you could throw some light on that.
Gaurav, Roman and me, we have been in touch since 2016. I was given multiple offers, which I declined or which could not work out. Yeah, but in 2020, COVID was happening and people were stuck.
Right.
The businesses were stuck. That's when we decided that okay, let's join hands and work together, and and that's how the two companies merged. Yeah. So our deal, we did not disclose the number, and I would like to keep it that way.
Sure.
We have that understanding. Yeah, and I was, so I was serving my lock-in, and as a founder, you have to be there, transitioning the business. After acquiring, in 1 year, Unacademy decided to retire the platform.
Right.
Yeah, absorb all the teachers and all the assets and everything, human resources within the larger Unacademy group.
You got into a bunch of money when you got the exit from your startup, and Unacademy sort of collaborated and took it over. So when you got that amount in your bank account, what was was there anything which you said that, okay, I want to buy this, and you went and splurged, or bought anything specific, something which you had in mind, and that was the time where you were able to do it?
Yeah. So our money got wired on 31st December 2020. There were few employees who were with me for the difficult times. They stayed with me. First thing, I called up my accountant and transfer, to him. Usko bonus transfer kar. Deepak ko bonus transfer kar. Right. So he was like, sir, mere ko bhi. Next day I woke up. I called up the accountant again. कि यार वो उसको और कर दो 3 और कर उसको. Then I found my few, I would say, staff, had helpers in my previous organization before I started. So when I left that organization, one of them cried for me. Right, because he thought that hey, there is a great teammate going. I was treating everyone with respect. So that guy cried for me, and he was like the driver of my boss. So I transferred money directly into his PhonePe account, and when he suddenly called up, sir, kaise ho, sir? So he thought कि
गलती से हो.
He thought, sir, kaise ho? क्या सब ठीक है सर घर पे? क्या ठीक है? मैंने कहा ठीक है. तो उसको मैं भी नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, वो भी फिर उसने बोला सर ये पैसे कुछ, तो फिर उसने मैंने कहा हाँ मैंने ट्रांसफर किया. बोला सर क्यों? मैंने कहा यार मेरे साथ कुछ अच्छा हुआ है तो आई वांट टू गिव टू पीपल. हाँ, मतलब जो जिनसे मेरा अच्छा है. जस्ट दैट. सो विदिन 2-3 days,
right,
or let's say within 5 days, I had spent around 35 lakhs on
So,
giving gifts and everything.
I should have known you 10 years ago.
So I had gone to Bombay to meet my best friend, Arun. कि यार वो तेरे को आईफोन लेके आ रहा हूँ मैं एयरपोर्ट से कि नहीं नहीं यार कुछ नहीं नहीं बीजल यार जरूरत नहीं है मैंने कहा नहीं नहीं यार मैं क्या उसको पता तो था ही कि डील हो गया है सही वाज कि नो 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 मैंने कहा यार मैंने कहा तेरे पास 5 मिनट है तो मेरे को कॉल कर दियो 5 मिनट के बाद फिर ऑफर खत्म है तो उसने कहा नहीं 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 फिर उसको 6 मिनट आया यार हाँ बीजल वो ले आया आई गिफ्टेड माई वाइफ अनदर वन मोर कार
But did you buy something for yourself?
नॉट रियली यार मतलब आई गिफ्टेड माई सेल्फ a vacation. I'd gone to Tomorrowland. But yeah,
Nice. One other question I think which is in everyone's mind, right? When people think about startups being run and then you reach a point where you have an exit, you get acquired by a big company like Unacademy. You worked there for a couple of years. What were you earning when you joined there? What was your salary like?
but at an academy, of course, it's a part of the deal, and it's it's a salary they give to senior leaders. It's all. So including bonus, my salary was around 2 CR, fixed plus the bonuses and of course all the
Annually.
annual. Yeah.
Major question, right? And I think this is something which I really want to know. What's your opinion on spending money?
When I was working, let's say way back in 2011, so my mummy was complaining about me to my mama.
Right.
कि यार तुम लोग इसको समझाते क्यों नहीं हो तुम्हारे साथ उठता बैठता है और कोई सेविंग नहीं है इसकी वाइफ भी ऐसी आई है वो भी खर्चे दोनों खर्चे करते हैं कोई सेविंग नहीं है समझा इसको तो मामा मेरी तरफ देखा तो मामा और मी इज लाइक वी सिट टुगेदर एंड वी हैव फन लाइक फ्रेंड्स मैंने बोला मामा यार ये 10-5 हज़ार रुपया बचा के क्या ही हो जाएगा अब तो उसी दिन होगा जिस दिन छप्पर फटेगा आई थिंक हाउ रिच यू आर गोइंग टू बिकम विल बी डिसाइडेड बाय योर स्पेंडिंग नॉट बाय योर सेविंग आप जितना खर्च करोगे ना उसको कमाने के लिए आप काम करोगे राइट आप यू स्पेंड मोर यू विल अर्न मोर यू विल वर्क हार्डर राइट योर सेविंग वोंट डिटरमाइन हाउ रिच यू आर इफ यू वांट टू बी रिच यू हैव टू स्पेंड मोर सो राइट मतलब आई एम टेलिंग यू वेरी सीरियसली मतलब इफ यू थिंक ऑफ इट कि यार मुझे मतलब वहां जाना है यूरोप जाना है राइट तेरी जेब में पैसा नहीं है एक बार तो चला गया बाप के पैसे से अगली बार के लिए यू नो कि यार मुझे स्पेंड करना है उसमें मजा आ रहा था तो यू विल वर्क
You have to earn it.
you have to earn it तेरे को बार बार कौन भेजेगा spend is not a bad thing to do.
I think very unique view, but might be a very dangerous view for some people. What I would like to know, and what you've told me from before, is that you have always encouraged your family also to spend more. Some more light on that. How did that come to be? What were they sort of spending, and how much more did you want them to spend?
Hi, so you always want to do good for yourself and for your family, right? So everyone wants to give your family a comfortable life in whatever capacity he can.
Absolutely.
तो मतलब हाँ that conversation came and मतलब my family मतलब probably we were spending less on thinking on so many things and so I probably I told my wife मतलब let's spend कम से कम 5-6 लाख तो कम से कम spend होना ही चाहिए right तो मतलब आप जो मंगाना है खाना वाना है या shopping करना है जाना है कभी मन कर रहा है बाहर या whatever मतलब to our kids and of course all so that's the conversation I had and so they were spending less and I said कि यार नहीं थोड़ा तो और spend करो मतलब give yourself a comfortable life ना मतलब ये पैसे को क्या है and that is the kind of return I was generating just from my investments right so it was not that it was eating into whatever our savings right
so now we've already spoken about your spending let's talk about saving right so of the money which you earn and you can even talk of it as like a trend in the past and to now how do you invest your money today and previously and has there been like a change
so पहले तो यार कोई सेविंग थी ही नहीं मतलब before let's say कि जब जॉब में था there was no saving as founder of course you draw very less salary उस सेविंग करके मैं रिच नहीं बन सकता मुझे पता था डे वन पे कि सेविंग से रिच नहीं बन सकता मैं so I was not into savings at all but of course now that money is there you have to beat the inflation कि कम से कम डीके तो ना हो negative growth now तो you have to invest So let's say some part of my money is into stocks. So that's there. In property, I've invested. In my state in Rajasthan. Apart from that, some amount I've invested in my own startup, which I've already spent. Right. So building stock zero, I spent almost around 1.5 CR, north of 1.5.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the kind of investment.
So Kush, in your portfolio over the duration, have you faced losses? Have you made losses in your investments?
So one of my friend was chasing me कि यार तू you invest with your money with me, probably and he was like I am choosing multi-baggers, you know, you can give. So I was like नहीं नहीं यार, I have already lost money, I don't enter into stocks trading. Mutual fund I can invest, but not
Right.
into plain vanilla stocks. So but as I asked him कि what multi-bagger stocks you were talking about that day, and he was like कि Syntax there is a share, you know, this वो टंकी जिनका आता है,
Right.
right, वो
Right.
खाना. So I did not inform him, but I bought shares worth around 18 lakh rupees. And Syntax got unlisted. वो निफ्टी से अनलिस्ट हो गई वो कंपनी. कंपनी अनलिस्ट हो गई. वो पूरा हो गया.
Right.
वो
पूरा डूब गया.
18 लाख वो जीरो. गॉड. फिर वो 3-4-5 महीने बाद सेबी ने फिर कहा कि वो नहीं, वो दोबारा से लिस्ट कर रहे हैं उसको. फिर उस पे लोअर सर्किट हिट हो रहा है. वो फाइनली फिर जाके 4-5 लाख में निकले वो शेयर्स.
So the biggest factor right now for you is that money is no longer something which you have to chase, right? You're financially independent. So is that something which has changed your perspective about life? Like previously when you had a specific goal, ki, "Acha, I have to reach a certain amount of financial comfort." Now you don't have to think about that. You're pretty much set there. So has any life perspectives changed? Has any thought processes changed for you after reaching that stage?
Yeah, so I'm probably giving me some more time. Probably learning new things, going through, philosophies, traveling. I've made traveling a part of my life. That साल में से let's say कि 20-25 दिन तो travel करना ही है.
Right.
Right. And after let's say you've made secure कि हाँ यार मेरी family का finances secure है, right? बाप की सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी ये होती है कि वो अपने बच्चों को घर छोड़ के जाए, right? So let's say that thing is sorted,
Right.
and now probably you want to maximize on whatever what are your interest areas are. Let's say if you want to learn something. In this time, I learned tennis. In my society, I used to wake up and go to lawn tennis.
Right.
I learned tennis. I traveled across countries. I have visited my village more often now. You start thinking कि यार let's say how to contribute, कि यार ठीक है पहले आपने एक पैसा बना लिया, you have solved some problem, you got some money. Let's see what more problems we can solve, for our countrymen. So that clarity has become more, now that clarity is now more.